Hi guys, today we're going to start talking about continuing our conversation with combining like terms. But today we're going to start to use distributive property. And distributive property, I'm going to show you a couple examples, kind of adds one little twist to what we're doing with combining like terms. Now I did write right here, simplify in parentheses. Really 99% of the time that's going to be our directions for this. So I want to kind of get you started with some big ideas. Now remember, as we're going through, if you need to hit pause, feel free to do that. Okay, with the big ideas, here's the main piece we need to consider. When you distribute, you have to multiply then you're going to gather your like terms. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of these. We'll start out with kind of an example one that I'm going to mark everything on. And then after that, we're going to move to some examples so you can see how this works. So the one that I'm going to give you to start with is 5 parentheses 3x plus 2. So when we talk about distribute, the way we know it's distribute is if you have a number that's out here in front of the parenthesis and there's no plus or minus here. So that means that number is going to be times each one of these numbers in here. So usually when I go to do that, I'm going to do one step here just so you can see this. I'm going to take this number and I'm going to distribute it to each one of these. And remember, we said when we distribute, it's multiply. So 5 times 3x, which is the first number in the parenthesis, bring down my plus sign, and then I'm going to do 5 times 2. Now, if I look at this, 5 times 3 is going to give me 15. I'm going to bring the x down. And then 5 times 2 is 10. So it's going to look like that. Okay, now I showed an awful lot of steps. I would say most people tend to do this to the problem itself. I just wanted you to be able to see the problem first. And I'm going to write this out to start with today. And then we can kind of maybe get to the point where we can go right from this to this. Okay, let me show you the first one so you can kind of see how this works. Now, if I look at this, it's 14 plus 2, parentheses 2x plus 1. So this is the part that's going to be distributed. It's going to go to both those pieces. Do you see how this doesn't influence the 14? So you're just going to bring the 14 down. Now 2 times 3x is 6x. Positive 2 times positive 1 is positive 2. Now that looks like the problems that we saw in the last section. So I have x's and I have numbers. So now we're going to set up our columns. So 14, and then there's positive 6x, positive 2. So when I go to get these together, I'm going to have 6x. That just comes down because there's nothing else there. 14 plus a positive 2 is positive 16. So I'm going to write plus 16. Okay. Okay, let's try the next one. See if you can start to get the hang of these. So in this one, I have negative 5n plus 3, parentheses 6, plus 7n. So this is in front of the parenthesis, so it's going to get distributed to each of those. Notice the negative 5n's not part of it, so it doesn't get multiplied. So positive 3 times positive 6 is positive 18. Positive 3 times positive 7n is positive 21n. Okay, now as I'm looking, I can see that I have n's and numbers. Oops. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it so it's gonna, there we go. Get my pieces together here so we can get them in the right columns. Negative 5n plus 18 is going to be positive 18. Plus 21n is going to be positive 21n. And I'm going to add them up. So negative 5n plus 21n is going to be positive 16n. And then because the only thing that's there in the second column is the positive 18, I'm going to write plus 18. Hoping you're starting to get the hang of how to determine what the sign's going to be here. So if it's a positive number, we're going to write plus. If that had been a negative number, I'd write minus. Okay, let me turn to the next problem. Okay, negative 4 plus 7, parentheses 1 minus 3n. So I know in this one, this is the number that's going to get and numbers. So negative 4, positive 7, negative 21m. So negative 21m is going to come down. Negative 4 plus a positive 7 is positive 3. Okay, ready for the next one? Okay, so in this one, it's 9a plus 10, parentheses 6a minus 1. So this number is going to get distributed to both of these. So 9a comes down. So then positive 10 times positive 6a is positive 60a. Positive 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. So I have A's and numbers. Start to get these sorted here. So 9a, positive 60a, minus 10 is negative 10. So if I add those up, 9a plus 60a is 69a minus 10. Okay, we'll keep practicing as we go.